The Royal Rumble is back, Kronus.
Everyone's favourite time of year.
It is, yeah. It's like Christmas for wrestling fans. What we're going to do today, guys, is we are going to take some of the favourites who people think are going to win the men's and women's Rumble, and we're going to put a case forward as to why we think each of those should win the Royal Rumble. But before we do that, I just want to say a big thanks to everyone who's checked out the last couple of videos. All the views, likes, interactions, comments, really appreciate it. Let's keep it going. So hit the subscribe button if you like the content, hit the like button, helps the algorithm, and leave a comment with who you think should win the Rumble and why.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
I was trying to avoid that.
Yeah, we try to avoid Jericho at all times, but just slips out sometimes. Like kind of wrestling Tourette's, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with should we start with the women's Rumble? Go through some of the women.
Go on.
So the first one we've got here is Io Sky. What are your thoughts on Io Sky winning the Rumble, Kronus?
I'd really like to see it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I think
she
so
deserves it. Worked hard. Carried the title already, but even without it, she's been great.
Yeah,
been having great matches. So why not?
Yeah, I think I agree with what you said. I think she's had a very good year. She's obviously one of the best in-ring wrestlers. Hasn't won a Rumble before as well, so it would be a new winner, and it would likely set up Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania.
And that would cook.
Yeah, which I think is a WrestleMania match. It would cook, as the kids say. Yeah. In terms of the build to that match, I'd be very curious as to, because obviously it's quite a long time, isn't it, between the Rumble and WrestleMania, especially this year.
Yeah. Months.
Yeah, it's I think it's 2.5 months this year from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. So yeah, I think Io would be. I don't know. Is she the favorite? I think she might be the favorite to win, or maybe Charlotte, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Io versus Rhea Ripley.
I don't know if she'd be like a collective favorite. She's definitely my favorite.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think she's the one I want to win the Rumble. Put it that way.
Yeah.
And I think they've the signs were there, weren't they, when she was knocked out of the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament. And then prior to that, she had that segment with Rhea Ripley where they both grabbed the title when Liv was still champion. I think it was like before Christmas.
Yeah. So
kind of teasing Io versus Rhea, and seeds were planted. So yeah, I think Io should win the Rumble because she deserves it. She's basically carried the division, especially while Bianca's been sort of hamstrung in the tag division. I think Io's kind of been the standout single star from an in-ring perspective.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think a Royal Woman would go over very well with the crowd.
Yeah, don't disagree at all.
Next up, we have Bianca Belair. I guess I'll start on this one. So
yeah,
I think Bianca Belair should win the Rumble because, I like I just mentioned, I think she's been sort of hamstrung in the tag division for too long, and even when Jade got injured, they didn't relinquish the titles. They just gave her Naomi as a tag partner. She's still kind of in that tag team division, and I think she's arguably one of the best wrestlers in the world in women's wrestling. Well, North America.
Yeah.
I don't watch too much Japan, but I hear they're very good. And I think a Rumble win is a really good excuse to kind of, change her priorities and go back into what she does best. And then it obviously sets up Bianca versus Rhea Ripley, which is a match I think we've all been wanting to see. It's the match, isn't it, in the women's division?
Yeah, big strong girls.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Bianca Belair?
My only problem with any of that is the whole thing going on with Jade and Jade coming back soon. Because if it was Bianca that attacked her, it seems weird for Bianca to just then win the Royal Rumble and swerve off a different direction.
Yeah, that would be strange.
Just leave it there.
Yeah, which leads me to believe that it probably isn't Bianca, hopefully. Maybe it's like...
Yeah, I agree with what you said in terms of, why they should, but I don't know if she will.
No, I don't.
That going on.
I don't think she will. I don't think Bianca will win the Rumble. But if she did, that's my case forward for her winning the Rumble. In terms of the Jade thing, I think if Bianca was to win the Rumble, then creatively you couldn't have her as the one who attacked Jade, because Jade would have to focus on the person who attacked her, which could be Naomi, and then Jade and Naomi could feud and Bianca could do her thing.
Yeah, potentially.
You know, Bianca could beat Naomi in a one-on-one match on the road to WrestleMania. Job done. Jade can take care of the rest. But either way, Bianca and Rhea, I think we need to see it at some point. I don't think we get it this year. I think we probably get it next year. But that is Bianca Belair. I'm going to give you this one, Kronus. You can have Charlotte Flair, who is confirmed as of last night. We're recording this on the night of Saturday night's main event. So Charlotte Flair has already confirmed for the Rumble. So take it away, Kronus.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was weird they did that promo of her declaring for the Rumble when, you know, we kind of knew it was going to happen, but it still would have been nice to just let it happen.
Yeah, seeing a lot more of that recently, aren't we?
Yeah, as to whether she should win the Rumble.
Well, yeah, if she is going to win the Rumble, what's your case to put forward that she should win the Rumble? We have to take all bias out of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess she's been out a while.
Yeah.
So it is something to launch back into.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to be entering into a sort of low-level feud, I guess. Low level. You know what I mean, though? Like,
yeah.
Something that is Charlotte, the Queen, really
exactly.
got to be in that top echelon where she was. I can't see her fitting in anywhere else. If I had to put forward a case, that would probably be it.
Yeah. I think Charlotte Flair, obviously, she's, you know, she gets a lot of stick for her kind of hogging the spotlight, which, you know, maybe can be seen as true given how she's been presented. I think what I would say is that I think Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania usually shows up and she's an incredible wrestler, and there's no denying that, whether you like her or hate her. If Charlotte was to win the Rumble, we would end up with Charlotte and Tiffany. I think that's going to happen regardless.
Yeah, I would like to see that, actually.
Yeah. Yes, I think that match is going to happen regardless. Charlotte winning the Rumble would be her second Rumble win. I think it would be a big return, and I think absence makes the heart grow fonder. So I think she'll get a huge pop from the crowd when she returns, and I think, you know, in terms of a crowd reaction, I think Charlotte's going to be as, you know, the hottest she is with the crowd when she comes back. So giving her a Rumble win would be the best way to kind of capitalize on that, so that she gets a good reaction.
Yeah, ride the wave.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, exactly. So that's Charlotte Flair. Two more. Becky Lynch. Good old Becky. I think Becky will be the surprise return. I think that's why we got the Charlotte announcement, personally.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I guess I'll start on Becky Lynch. Again, similar to Charlotte, Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch probably has a bit less stick from the crowd or fans than Charlotte does. I think Becky, prior to her going on leave, had one of the best runs she'd had from an in-ring perspective in terms of who she was working with, who she put over, etc.
Yeah.
She obviously went off. There was this huge debate about she was a free agent. Obviously, she wasn't going anywhere, but there was always that risk.
Yeah.
She's back now. I think she'll get an enormous reaction when she comes back. And if Becky was to win the Rumble, it would set up Becky and Tiffany or Becky and Rhea. And we've kind of seen both those matches recently. So I guess similar to Charlotte, that I think Becky would get a huge reaction. It would be a nice moment for her to come back. She signed a new deal. But I think this is the one I probably struggled on the most, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I guess she's going to be a bit overshadowed maybe by Charlotte, but she'll still shine, absolutely. Yeah, I think I agree there. There's not really anything in it for us, her winning, you know, in terms of what follows. But certainly it would be good for her, good for anyone.
Yeah, it'd be a great moment, especially after so long. Her and Charlotte's cases are very similar because they've been gone for quite a similar amount of time.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it depends on who's going over at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I think you probably say who's more likely to put Tiffy over, Becky or Charlotte. I mean, Becky's already beaten Tiffany, so Tiffany would owe her one. Would Charlotte put over Tiffany? You'd like to think so. In terms of what the better match would be, I don't know. I mean, we've seen Becky and Tiffany, and it was great. We've yet to see Tiffany and Charlotte, but who knows?
Expect good things. Yeah, just look forward to seeing Becky clash with Charlotte in the Rumble, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'll be great. And the final one, Liv Morgan. Had to put her in to keep some people happy.
Are we allowed to say what we think they shouldn't?
Yes, yes. I think only one of those people we've mentioned should win the Rumble, and that's Io Sky. But we're putting a case forward for all of these ladies, and the last one is Liv Morgan. This is a tough one, so I'll let you start this one, Kronus. Why should Liv Morgan win the Rumble?
I mean, I really don't think she should.
Okay.
To be honest.
No.
I mean...
But gun to your head. Gun to your head. It's tough. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough, especially with, she's just come off a title reign that went on way too long.
Yeah, the whole Liv Rhea thing has been done to death. I think at least for now, it needs to just be left for a while, a long while. Hopefully. I
think the only thing you could do if Liv was to win the Rumble, I think a Liv and Tiffany feud would be very fresh. Liv could go over to SmackDown. Tiffany is kind of already organically becoming a babyface with how popular she is. So Liv winning the Rumble and saying, actually, I'm done with Rhea, I'm going to SmackDown, I'm going after Tiffany Stratton, would be quite refreshing. It would just be something different. We haven't really seen them too much in a one-on-one capacity.
No, they've crossed paths, but no, not the proper feud.
Yeah, and I think, as much as I've been frustrated with Liv and Rhea's feud, and some of the segments have been really bad, and the matches haven't really been up to standard. I do think Liv's actually done some decent character work compared to what she's done previously, and she's sort of, she's found something that she, stuck to, and she got reactions, and she was popular, and she was a, main event person, whereas years prior she kind of felt a bit less than, especially with, even for her first title reign just felt really bad, didn't it, with the whole Ronda Rousey thing.
Certainly a bit more fleshed out this time.
Yeah, and I think, and she hasn't won a Rumble before. She's been in the last two for like 2 years in a row. So I think adding a Rumble to her, accolades, I don't think she would beat Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. I think that would be ridiculous at this point in time. But no, that's my pitch for Liv Morgan. If she's going to win it, but nowhere near Rhea Ripley. That is not going to happen.
Please.
Not a single mention. I don't want to hear about Mami or Dom or any of that crap. We've done that. Just go and feud with Tiffany Stratton instead.
That's for another day. The whole Judgment Day thing.
Yep. So that's the women. Let us know in the comments who you think should win out of those five and why, or if we've missed someone obvious and you want to throw a curveball in there, let us know. On to the men's. The first one, Kronus. This one, I'll leave this one to you. Roman Reigns. Why should Roman Reigns win the Royal Rumble?
He's on a roll since coming back.
Yeah.
Just won back the Ufalafa.
The Ufalafa, yeah.
Ufalafa. Yeah. So, I mean, what's next for him? It's not going to be the Intercontinental or US title.
Definitely not. He ain't going for no tag titles, is he?
No, he's going to want to mainline straight back to the top.
Yep.
And the Rumble's the way to do it.
Yep, easiest way.
Yeah, I expect him to probably come in late.
Yeah, I think so.
Some sort of Heyman Punk shenanigans.
Yeah, I think so.
But he's going to... That's why he should. I don't necessarily want to see him win the title straight away.
No.
But that's going to be his next step, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so. And I think when it comes to Roman, you know, he said, hasn't he? Once he gets his Ulafala back, he's coming back for the title. You know, do we need to see Cody versus Roman three WrestleManias in a row? Probably not. Depends on the story they can tell, if they can still flesh it out. It would be the first time ever the same match as headline Mania 3 years in a row. And Roman is a believable Royal Rumble winner. He hasn't been in the Rumble since 2018, I believe.
Yeah. He's champion that long, wasn't he?
Yeah, and the Royal Rumble instantly feels bigger knowing he's a part of it.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think, yeah, Roman should win the Rumble to get back what he lost. Instantly sets up a very popular main event. You know, I think people on social media might complain, but the wider wrestling universe, I think would have no problem seeing Cody versus Roman 3, the rubber match. So that's Roman. Next up is CM Punk, who I think probably is the favorite this year, along with someone else we're going to mention. So I'll start with CM Punk. I think CM Punk should win the Rumble because it's something he's never done, and he's never managed a main event WrestleMania, even in his prime years in WWE when he was just so good. I think the work he's done since he's come back has been really good with everyone he's worked with. Obviously, he had an unfortunate injury in the last year's Royal Rumble, but still managed to put together a really good program during his injury with Drew McIntyre, which kind of elevated both of them. And I think CM Punk, I can't see him not getting his WrestleMania main event or one of the main events at WrestleMania for a world title. And you know, it's something that I don't think you'll be able to do too often in the future. So I think just do it now, give him that moment, whether he wins or loses. He's a believable winner. Doesn't have to do too much in the Rumble. So that's me on CM Punk. What about you, Kronus?
Yeah, it's been long enough, I think, since he's come back.
Yeah.
For him to start heading towards something major. I'm glad they didn't sort of mainline it straight away.
Yeah.
Then I would have been quite annoyed. But yeah, I think, like you say, he's probably not got a huge amount of time left on the clock. But if they're going to do it now, get it out of the way. And then he can start putting people over once he's had a little run with the title again.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it's CM Punk versus Gunther, I'd love to see that. CM Punk versus Cody, I think would be a good program. Especially with the non-NDA related material they might be allowed to discuss. Kind of subtle hints that those two could have in the promos back and forth week on week would be really good. I mean, we're assuming that Cody and Gunther are going to be the champions. It could be bloody Jey Uso and Kevin Owens for all we know. I hope not, but yeah, that's CM Punk. I think CM Punk's quite a straightforward one, given that he's one of the sentimental favorites. But up next is probably the favorite to win the Rumble, and the sentimental favorite, which is Mr. John Cena. I know you're going to struggle with this one, Cronus. So if I'm forcing you to make a decision here, why should John Cena win the Royal Rumble? And as much as I know you just want to say he shouldn't, I'm gonna have to ask you. I'm gonna need an answer, unfortunately.
The obvious one is it's the farewell tour.
Yeah.
So for him to go out on a high, all of this. I definitely don't think he should win a title. I don't think he needs it.
Yeah.
It takes away from people that need it, and he doesn't. But it'd be a huge moment for him to win the Rumble on the way out.
Yeah.
His last one. It means we don't need to see him do it again.
Yeah.
Brilliant. But yeah, the pop would be huge, I think.
It would, yeah.
Given the situation. Yeah, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it would be a good moment, wouldn't it? And I'm happy if John Cena wins the Royal Rumble. I probably wouldn't be too upset, but I wouldn't want him to dethrone Gunther at WrestleMania. I want him to lose that match and then carry on the struggle for number 17. So
Yeah.
I think he should win the Rumble because, it is his farewell tour. It's his final Rumble ever. It would be emotional, and we love emotion in wrestling. And it means he'll be on television more leading up to WrestleMania, because he'll have to be. And
he hasn't really been, has he?
Not since he has. You can't see him, you don't know. But he's one of the best on the mic of all time. He can carry a promo against anyone, and he's always kind of, in his recent years, I've sort of warmed up to John Cena more in his later years, ever since like the mid 2010s. I didn't really like him much before that, but like, the work he did with Bray Wyatt, the US Open Challenge, that kind of stuff, the working with Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, really good stuff from John Cena. So yeah, I think he should win the Rumble because it'll be sentimental. He needs a big match at WrestleMania because it's his final one. So him losing to Gunther will be perfect for me.
Nice.
We got 2 more to go. We have got Drew McIntyre. I really want Drew McIntyre to win the Rumble, and why I think he should win the Rumble is because I don't think anybody deserves it more.
Yeah.
I think he's just been the MVP of all of wrestling in 2024.
Yeah, he's carried it, really.
Yeah. He's just been incredible at everything he's done in the ring, his character change, his heel work, his social media work, just the way he carries himself, how he's been presented. He signed a new contract. I know there's been a lot of gimmicks in wrestling recently where it's like the sympathetic heel, and I think he is the best at that, in terms of they're going to present him as a heel, but actually I think he's a babyface because I agree with his motives.
Yeah.
He's got like
Definitely.
Hangman Adam Page and Kevin Owens kind of just below him, but I think he's on top. And I think he's won a title at WrestleMania in an empty arena during lockdown. He won the world title at WrestleMania last year and got cashed in on. I just think he deserves a proper one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. With the work he's put in, the sacrifices he's made, personally and professionally,
absolutely,
like you said.
Yeah.
Definitely what he should.
And and he's a great guy as well, from all accounts you see, just a great guy, and I think he's well appreciated, and I think his time will come, and he will have his world title reign that we've all asked for. I don't think he will win the Rumble, but he's probably top of my list of who I want to.
Yeah, it's definitely him with a shout.
Yep. And the final one of the video, guys. After that, we've got some AI predictions on who will win the Rumbles, so we'll get to that shortly. Finally, we have The Rock. Had to put him in there because, you never know what this guy's thinking. This guy, he's just so powerful at the moment that no one knows what's happening until he says it's happening, including Triple H. So for all we know, he could be number 31 in the Royal Rumble. Why should The Rock win the Rumble? I only really have one answer for this, and that is because the Raw after WrestleMania last year, there was a confrontation between Rock and Cody Rhodes, and they left it on a cliffhanger. And for me, that needs to be followed up. And
then they sort of had him come back and be all chummy with Cody.
Yeah. So, that would have to be revealed as being deceitful at some point. But the only way for Rock and Cody is Rock winning the Rumble. I mean, Rock ain't going in the chamber, is he? Give me a break. So I think Rock versus Cody would be a big money match. Do I want to see it? There's probably other main events I'd rather see. I'd rather see Rock versus Roman. But yeah, I think they just have to, it was the biggest story going into Mania last year, and it was so well done, and it was a really good build to that sort of main event, night 1 and night 2. And to leave it on a cliffhanger the night after, and then just forget about it, and then just ignore it going into the next Mania, I don't know, it just seems dumb. What do you think about The Rock winning the Rumble?
Yeah, I think it's why he should is probably it's going to be the best way for that to be revealed as deceitful, for him to pivot back to being proper heel final boss.
Yeah.
That he would need to be. So same with you. Do I want to see it? Yeah, I wouldn't be too upset about it, but there's better main events, definitely.
Yeah, I think Rock and Cody have shown that they can put on good television last year. I was quite entertained by a lot of what they did. And The Rock, in his match that he had, he looked way better than I thought he would in the ring. So, I wouldn't be opposed to it at all. I think Rock winning the Rumble is made better if he does it by abusing power. I don't want to. I don't want to see him come in at number 8 and eliminate everyone. I want to see. I want to see what I put for my booking the worst Royal Rumble ever, which was having a 31st entrant, and having it be The Rock to just come out and eliminate someone, and then win because he's just inserted himself as number 31. So that's how it needs to happen. I saw somebody say, Roman Reigns is going to be the last one left. Rock's going to come in at 31 and then Roman Reigns will eliminate him. And I was like, you really think The Rock is going to come out at 31 and lose? No, not going to happen. That would make him look like the biggest loser in the history of the Royal Rumble. He would look more of a loser than Santino Marella if he did that.
It would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious, but
I can't see it happening.
The Rock doesn't strike me as a guy who likes to make himself look like a loser, so I'm going to pass on that one.
Well, I don't know, his Instagram sometimes, but yeah, that's besides the point.
Yeah, maybe inadvertent. That's it for the who we think should win the Royal Rumble, why we think they should win the Royal Rumble. Got some AI predictions here. So the AI is predicted. Can I get a drum roll? Do I have any drum roll sound effects? I'll find so. If you can't hear anything, then they're on the way. But if you can, enjoy them. So A.I Jeff has predicted the women's Royal Rumble winner will be Charlotte Flair. Round of applause for Charlotte Flair. And A.I has predicted the men's Royal Rumble winner will be John Cena. Playing it safe there, Jeff, I see. Not sticking your neck out too far, are you? I'm going for Io Sky and Drew McIntyre. Kronus, what are you going for?
Is this who we think will win?
Yeah, who we think will win the Rumble.
I'm going to go Punk and Charlotte.
Punk and Charlotte, okay. Well, there we have it, guys. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you agree or disagree with any of our takes. And if we've missed anyone, especially in the men's, I feel like the men's is a lot more stacked this year than the women's one. But there's still, obviously it's a bigger division. But let us know. And with that, we will see you with some Elimination Chamber content probably coming in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Till then.
See you later.
Bye.